All right, July.
What's the title?
I don't know. Y'all were supposed to be having that conversation before.
You gotta put the title on there.
I put the title after I finished. Like y'all
got. You titled it after you finish.
Yes,
but it's live right now.
Yes, it is.
It's live like into the social media realm live. And you
ain't
put the title.
They gonna log on like what is they talking about today?
Just hot like that. Okay. All right. Shit.
Okay, so wait a minute. What is the topic?
It's got to be about self. You know what I mean?
Well, it has to be self, but the last week we talked about dysfunction in self, but we never talked about healing and unpacking that dysfunction.
Yeah, that word healing.
Okay, so, hey y'all, it is Nicole over at Blue Herbal Goddess. We are back after two. We are back after two. So, no, it's... you know,
go ahead, go. Do you go.
So, last week we were having a lively discussion about the dysfunction in self and gaining some understanding about, as we are moving through our journey, right, and us flagging people as dysfunctional. Is it really dysfunction from our standpoint, or is it dysfunctional for them, right? So we had a good little discussion. If you did not see it, the video is posted to take a look at it. So today what we want to do is unpack a little bit more about the dysfunction in self and understanding still, because we never got to the healing process. And you keep saying about this healing, here we go about this healing again, right? Eventually you got to get to that point if things are dysfunctional, right?
Yeah, at some point.
A point.
But how you going to talk about healing something but you don't even understand what it is?
So, again, last week we talked about the dysfunction, right? So, at some point you need to stop. It's
like what came first, the chicken or the egg? You see what I'm saying?
Don't walk into that, Mike.
That's real. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Because we're talking about the dysfunction, but we still haven't talked about what the self is or how the self operates.
Okay.
What the function of the self is.
Okay, so what is the function of self?
That's what Mike was teaching me about.
but would that be like the characteristics of you? I mean, like.
Well, yes.
But like you said, how do you heal that? I mean, all that goes to that, like.
Yeah, but if you're talking about the characteristics of you, and if you've identified them as dysfunctional,
yeah, you have to fix that,
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So again, this goes back to the healing aspect of it, right? Because again, see, you don't be wanting to go there, but if you're gonna tell me that the characteristics of you and identify what that is. And if you yourself, again, remember we talked about that, you yourself has identified it as dysfunctional, or let's take the word dysfunction away.
Okay.
It's not desirable state.
Okay, in a non-desirable state.
Right. So it's not in a desirable state that I want to change it. Then.
And I'm not a hater, right? But the thing is, most people desire to see themselves in the best light.
Yes.
Right?
Even though it's not correct.
Even though it's not correct.
Yeah.
Right? So if we begin the process of talking about the beauty of a thing and the healing and the wonderful aspects of the journey, right? Yeah. You never really take a look at how far away from normal or natural, let's not say normal, right? Let's say natural.
Yeah.
And your natural self, your natural state. You know what I'm saying? Because the majority of us don't remember when we was 2 and 3 years old and we ran around giddy and carefree and innocent and beautiful. You know what I'm saying? We don't remember that. We remember when we started to create them avatars to navigate through middle school, right? To navigate through high school.
That's a good avatar.
You like that? Right? Right. Because that's what we introduce the world to. We introduce the world to the person that we want to be recognized as, not the person who we truly are.
Right.
But that come from like we were saying last week, like you fix that way. You know what I mean? Like, directly, indirectly, a lot of us don't even know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's part of the unpacking.
So...
And that's part of being in the dang cave.
So once we get to
cave,
a certain...
Mike. Remember? The cave.
So once we get to a certain age or a certain level, like you said, 7th grade, 3rd grade. So if we still performing the same way we did in the 2nd, 3rd grade, we
with your avatar?
Yeah, I mean, well, we missed something. But like you say...
Well, I saw a movie, what was the name? It was called, and they have several series of like little excerpts of things. And one of the series was about people and being liked, right? So everything you did in life, it has to be liked. And everything that you do, you have to be at a certain score to get a plane ticket. You have to be at a certain score to get a certain job. You have to be at a certain score to get an apartment, right? And so everybody walks around all day. Good morning, how are you? And then when they walk away, they give you a rating, right? And every restaurant you go to, every interaction that you get involved in, they had to rate you. And the goal was to be at a 5. So if you were below a 3, you got ostracized and kicked down to the curb, right? Nobody would associate with you or anything. Mm-hmm. And this lady started out at a 4 or 5, and just a few little dings. Somebody gave her a bad score, and then she got angry with somebody, and she gets spiraled, and she ended up in jail. And they took everything away from her because she was not now likable. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I see what you're saying. We're going through this world, and we create these avatars of wanting to be liked. But at some point, you have to become you. Mm-hmm. And you have to trust that you're going to come in contact with people and find like-minded people that are going to like you.
Yeah. I think healing, from my point, what helped me, healing, I realized, like, my healing was what I was attracting.
What, identifying that it was good or bad?
Yeah. Because that's part of your healing too. Because if you're trying to heal from dysfunction and you think you done healed from that, but you still got people, places, and things still attracted, so you still
that keeps rewounding you.
Yeah, so you never heal.
So you put yourself in situations where you keep rewounding yourself because you are not self-aware of.
Yeah.
Well, that's still a connection between the things that you're not unpacking.
Yeah.
Right?
Because we ascribe to so many different ideals.
Okay.
Right? We trying to fit into all of these various boxes throughout life, right? We always are trying to fit into a box, right? By the time we get 19, 20, and we enter into college, right? We try to fit into, I go to Ivy League. No, I go to an HBCU.
Yeah.
No, I go to State University.
Yeah.
I'm a Kappa.
Yeah.
I'm an Omega.
Yeah.
I'm a Delta. Yeah. I'm an AKA. You see what I'm saying? See, foolishness.
Just
That foolishness, right? We trying to fit into boxes, right? Is that who you are? I'm a policeman. I'm in the army. Well, who are you? You know what I'm saying? See, we take every stop, everything that we enter into, we assimilate into the things that are the norms of that environment, and they become our norm.
Okay.
Right? But they're dysfunctional behaviors. For instance, I mean to stop you, but for instance, I'm in the military. The military teaches us to go engage in violent combat in order to defend people who can't defend themselves. Right? They teach you how to destroy. Wouldn't that be considered a dysfunction?
Correct.
Well, it depends on who you talk to.
Exactly.
Some leaders would say it's not dysfunction.
Listen, they would call it a necessary evil.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is retarded. You see what I'm saying? We wonder why people running around through the streets. I read a report today that was issued by the Army Times. Since 2001, since the start of the Iraqi and Afghanistan campaign, 30,177 members, active duty or retired veterans, have committed suicide because they can't deal with the dysfunction. Because they're not giving us something in order to be able to combat those things that we're wrestling with every single day, right? And it's married to those same things that people are wrestling with in society.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because we're trying to fit into these boxes, but these boxes aren't normal.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so when I find myself in it, engulfed in it, I want to escape.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and you have to think about the definition of normal. Mm-hmm. Right, you're saying it's not normal. It's not normal for you, but somebody will probably fit in that box.
but I think the thing that we need to understand is that no single individual that ever came through the universal womb into existence is normal. You're magnificent. Come on now, the hearts should be going in the air, right? No one is normal. You know what I'm saying? Every single person is unique and magnificent, awesome in their own existence.
So
you know what I'm saying? I know that was like that.
If we keep being normal, we're gonna keep being in a normal dysfunctional state.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the no child left behind mentality.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No, I don't want to be normal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to be.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that.
Come on now. I want to be superhuman. I want to be able to elevate. I want to be able to move. I want to be able to do like they told us when we was kids. I want to be able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Come on now.
Right.
Who don't want to?
But that's interesting though.
I'm just saying.
Like you say, even from a child, they tell us to do this, to imaginate, to become yourself, to grow. But as you get older, you can't imaginate.
Well, you can't imagine it because you're so bogged down with the other stuff.
No, what I'm saying is, society tell you when you get a certain age, throw the imagination out the window. But how can you tell me to be imaginate who I am to grow into growing up? But as I get older, you too old to imaginate. And imagination, your dreams, your hopes, you know what I mean? That's how you define you.
Yeah, they say slick stuff like that's not reality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But you teach me that growing up.
That I could be whatever I want to be. Anything I strive for, I could be able to have. If I could dream it, I believe it.
Yeah, but
you know
then you put me back in the normal box to where I can't do that no more.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? See, and then we wonder why you got people running through these streets, aggravating the hell out of each other, getting on each other's nerves.
Yeah.
Right? Because they don't understand the self and how the self operates. But when we were young, exercising that function, our imagination.
We understood ourselves.
So is that part of how you get back to
you gotta go back
the
to
self?
the time.
Well, no, what I'm saying, because we're talking about unpacking those things, right? So at some point you have to go backwards and start imagining the things that you would like to be in order for it to come forward.
Right. Or you said go back through reflection.
Correct.
Consider those things and then pay them forward into our future.
Yeah.
I mean,
I could dig it. I could dig it, and the only way we'll know is if we walk it down and work it out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only way we're gonna know.
walk it out.
See?
Walk it out.
Dollars. Hey,
Walk
hit the
it
cash
out.
up, cash up, cash up,
Walk
cash
it
up,
out.
cash up,
Yeah.
cash up. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's the only way we're gonna be able to determine whether or not it's true, because we can't say that we have a model of somebody that have demonstrated for us that this is the process how to get there or
Well,
how
the
to
thing
arrive.
is, even if you did have a model, yours is going to be different,
Exactly.
right? Because again, if you're unique,
Mm-hmm.
then your walk and how you get there is going to be unique and different.
Yeah. And so we should. So with that being said, then we should reserve judgment for somebody that find themselves steeped in what we would consider a dysfunction. That's only their journey. That's their journey. You see what I'm saying? Like me, I'm trying to get to Miami, right? I'm gonna take 24 to 75 to the turnpike to 95. I'm there. Hey, the Great Escape Route, right? But I don't like the off road. But there's some people with them big ass tires on their truck, right? And they can drive the entire way there off road. You know what I'm saying? Through the mud. I ain't trying to go through the mud. You know what I'm saying? But there's some people, they path, they journey, it's gonna take them through the mud.
And some of us have a jet to get there.
Some people on the jet.
Yeah, some of us
Come
have
on,
a
man.
jet. Yeah.
Some people ride boats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people backpack.
Okay.
Everybody journey different.
I can.
You can dig it. But our thing is, some people have jet appetites, but they mess with off-roaders.
Ooh. And what that
You
look
should
like?
meet your mate in the airplane or in the airport.
What that look like?
You know, it depends from person to person. But it leads to a lot of despair because a person who's stuck off in that mud, you know what I'm saying? We get into that place and I'm trying to buy you a plane ticket. I want you to fly with me. I don't want to fly. You know what I'm saying? I want a mud. You know what I'm saying? I want to go through this mud. I want to get dirty. And if you love me like you say you do, either you want to get dirty with me or leave me alone, go on and fly, and I'll meet you there.
So does that still kind of look like you said, you know, your journey is your journey and stop trying to save me? Don't get down here in the mud. Nobody told you to get down here in the mud.
Look, I ain't asking you to come to this
Go
mud.
ahead and fly, and you know what? You go ahead and take the mud, and I'll meet you there.
But a lot of times you see a Joker. You know how people is. They seen Brad Pitt looking Joker. He was sitting off inside of the Jeep with his shirt off. You know what I'm saying? Glistening, oil all over his body. You know what I'm saying? And you would say, you know what? He look good riding in first class. He's not a first class person. You see what I'm saying? He's an off-roader. He's muddy. You know what I'm saying? Let that man get muddy, man. Let him do his thing. You see what I'm saying? We got to fix in our brain, man. We got to get our brain right about how we're choosing to interact with life. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and how we're choosing to interact with others.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
I don't need to, just because I am on the jet, doesn't mean that I have to pull you on the jet with me. You want to go ahead and go mud bogging, go mud bogging.
Yeah.
Like you said, if I really care about you the way I do, that shouldn't be no problem if we're gonna still meet in the same destination. You know what I mean? But like that is a problem.
And we still
Even though it's 5 years later and I'll meet you there.
Yeah.
Take you 5 years to get there, but I'll be on that side.
Hey, I'm gonna eat good. I'm gonna try to stay as healthy as I can.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna try to see the thing looking right. And then in 5 years, if it's still worthy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? 5 years ain't a lot of time.
Well, I might be in agreement with you there, but I think often we think, you know, if we're together with somebody, and even friends, right? And we're going on this journey and we want to drag them there, and we're like, okay, so I can't drag you, so I'm going to let you be.
Yeah.
And you keep going on your path. You keep looking back like, are you?
I'm gonna put y'all on this rant, right? Check this out, right? All right, so now, because water seeks to find its own level, right?
What is what?
Water seeks to find its own level.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Water seeks to find its own level, right? So when you saw the mudder, right, the tough mudder, right, and you was lured to the tough mudder, it's because you got some mud in you too.
I agree.
All right, now check me out. Hey, now check me out. But I'm going to show you something about these facades that we keep up, right? Because you lucked up and got enough bread to buy a plane ticket. And while you was floating through the airport, you met somebody in the airport too. And Lord, right, he satisfied all of those things, right? He checked all of those blocks. Your mama and your daddy like him. And then you got him into your house.
He,
she, or whatever.
yes.
And then you realize, you know what? He's a mother. He's a mother that was doing the same thing as you, fronting in the airport. See, we got to stop constricting people and putting them inside these boxes. Because the labels that we assign to individuals, there's some jokers out here ain't worth 2 cents, right? And I'm not saying what's really on my heart, because I got something I'm really, really upset about right now, right? But we got to learn how to protect our energy. We got to learn how to protect our environment, and we got to learn how to protect those that we are responsible for, right? Because there's some people out here that's front and real decent. And when we find you, right, we need to kick you to sleep and bring you back down to that mud where you belong, right? And force you to have to deal with yourself. Because if you don't deal with yourself, I'm going to deal with you.
Like you said, that's a good point, because we do have so many that's out here like with their facade and they keeping the dysfunction going.
Yeah.
I mean,
Correct, but I think the key there with what he said was, once you get them in your house and you realize, right, that they are mutter, just like the other one and just like parts of you are, right? At that point, you have to decide whether you're going to continue on that journey or you need to go ahead and you need to move on past that.
Let me, because look here, I want it to be perfectly clear, right? I prefer to ride 24 to 75 to the turnpike to 95. I prefer that, right? But I am a mutter, right? I will take you off road, right? I will take you down there through that dirt, right? Don't be sitting here trying to judge me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I was raised in the muck. You know what I'm saying? I'm headed back to the muck. I'm comfortable walking through the streets with my shoes off. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't looking for your plane ticket right now. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. See, in our mind, you know, when you see a person on their journey as they evolving, we don't got the ability to judge their evolution or where they at on their journey or when they evolve. So when we start talking about healing, right? That's why, you know, I ain't saying that a joker shouldn't vehemently be trying to discover what healing look like and shouldn't be searching for it diligently. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if that's where you've been moved to because you don't reach that place of recognition, that you say, you know what, I'm sick of walking in the mud, right? Because you ain't got to walk in the mud. It's streets out here, it's paved. It ain't 1919 no more. You know what I'm saying? You were walking through the mud by choice.
If you know that's a dead end street, why do you keep
going down it? They got signs out there today that say
a big yellow sign out there, dead end. Yeah. So why would you keep doing it?
Because we're more comfortable with that. Because what we want to do is just like we was talking out there before we came here. We want to be able to complain. We want to be able to seek sympathy, right? We don't really want to be facing what we need to be staring at in order to be able to try to create the change to get better. You know what I'm saying? And so we need to stop fronting. If you listen, if a joker wanting healing, right? Then what they're gonna be doing is they're gonna find themselves seeking it diligently. You know what I'm saying?
Seeking what I was gonna say.
Yeah, seek it. You know what I'm saying? Go get you a book. You know what I'm saying? Hell, go to YouTube University. You know what I'm saying? Come down here to the Blue Herbal Goddess. Hey, see how plug shameless, but come down here to the Blue Herbal Goddess. You know what I'm saying? Copy your crystal. You know what I'm saying? Get you a reading. You know what I'm saying? Figure out where you at with your energy. You know what I'm saying? So that way you can start that process. But if you ain't done nothing, you know what I'm saying?
Why you complaining? Why are you doing anything? You haven't even put any clothes in the bag to travel.
Come on, man. Ain't even pack no luggage.
And
you know why? Because the joker hooked on sympathy.
Yeah.
Hey, joker hooked on sympathy. Sympathy a drug. Sympathy a more powerful drug than crack and heroin. And they say heroin make you feel like you have orgasm. You know what I'm saying? But sympathy better than heroin.
Sympathy gonna get you a lot of orgasm. I mean. See, he did that. But I mean, I'm saying,
you like on NBA on NBA Live, the double dribble. Back when we played double dribble, whole body hot, whole body turned red. You just fired the ball and hit a three.
Yeah, I mean, but look how it's designed, and that's the way we are. And like you said, until we dig into like, okay, this dead end street, I see this sign and I keep doing it. Well, what are we gonna do with the healing process?
What are you gonna do individually?
Yeah, we got to do something individually to heal that. You know what I mean? How am I gonna keep complaining to you, but you ain't the cause of me going through what I'm going?
Say that again now.
You know what I mean?
Say it again.
We gotta start looking at that. We don't look at that.
Okay,
Come on,
so as part of that, then, going back to kind of your rant, right, is one unpacking, what that looks like, because you have to be able to unpack the stuff that you're
Yeah.
like you're saying. I'm a mutter. I've accepted that I'm a mutter, but as you begin to unpack your own stuff,
Mhm.
there are things that you need clarity on, you don't like anymore, right?
Right.
That's how
Teach.
you seek out the things that are gonna make you better, and it
Yeah.
doesn't mean, like you're saying, your walk isn't gonna look like I got here and then I took the jet there, right? Some people will go from here and they jet it, and you're like, oh man, they're totally different. Some people,
Yeah.
they will have to kind of muddle in the mud a
That's
little
right,
bit
that's right,
longer to get where they
I got
need to
you.
go.
I got you. That's hot.
Now, would that be like someone that's recovering from drugs?
Mm.
How long are they in denial of they got a problem?
Mm.
Wouldn't it be like some of the same process of healing self? You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you won't you
Especially if you're addicted to sympathy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
yeah
Hey,
yeah.
cause
Yeah.
just to that point, for the drug addict, the
Yeah.
drug addict addiction is not a problem for the drug addict.
Yeah.
It's a problem for the individuals that care about it.
Right.
Right? The drug addict is cool with the addiction. You know what I'm saying? And until the drug addict
Not
get
cool
tired,
with it.
not cool with it no more,
Yeah.
then anybody else who's sitting there looking and viewing what's going on should mind their own damn business.
Yeah.
But you should make sure you also lock up all your stuff before they come in your house. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say it like that. But when you were speaking, it brought something interesting to my mind, right? This is unisex guidance for individuals to help them recognize the dysfunction or when they may need to adopt a healing process.
Mm-hmm.
If you have experienced the same thing 3 cycles, been with a man or a woman, and you've heard similar things
Yeah.
that you've done or that you're doing. See, the first time when you're in a relationship, right, and it don't go the way that you want to go, you probably can front it off on it was the other person,
Yeah.
right? You still say, yeah, man, that just saying, you understand me. You know what I'm saying? Right? The next time you hear yourself saying that too, right,
You might
start
wanna take
listening. You might want to start listening.
Yeah.
The third time you hear yourself say, yeah, man, the joker just ain't understand me. No, you don't understand yourself. You keep doing the same thing to these people. You know what I'm saying? 3 different people who ain't know each other, they ain't met up and say, you know what, we're going to rock his world or her world, and we're going to say the same thing, and we're going to try to break this joker hard.
Right. So that means being self-aware of not only yourself, but the things
Yes,
and the relationships that you're having.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Is you have to take that into consideration
Yeah.
when you start
Yeah.
looking at your growth and where you want to
Absolutely,
go.
absolutely.
Those experiences you have to take into consideration.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything
Okay.
can't be somebody else's fault.
Can't-
You know what I mean?
Everything
Can't-
is not always everybody
the,
else's.
the reality
And
is,
if you find yourself constantly saying that, it wasn't me.
yeah,
You probably need
it probably was you.
Yeah.
Because the reality is that in an interaction with a person, nothing is ever the other person's fault. It's always your responsibility.
You choose to be
Because
in
you
that
choose to
situation,
be.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you
yeah,
responsible
yeah,
for you in it.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
So if I be responsible for me in it, and then it'll give us opportunity early on to identify, you know what, we just probably shouldn't even have even been around each other anyway.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Correct. But sometimes it takes you a process to get there.
True.
To figure out that it is indeed you, and that's where I want to put a pin in it. Michael, write this down. Right.
We'll keep
So, is how do you look within to identify the things that you can't see but others can?
Now I can look inside you and
No,
I can.
no,
Hey, Trippy, hold on,
no,
man. Hey, you
no.
stop hating on my business, man. I'm
No.
trying to plug myself. I can look inside you for $54.95.
How
Right.
long within?
I look inside you and I give you my, and I give you my.
right now, slow and
Hold on.
everything. What
And
the
I
heck?
give you my professional assessment by what I see going on for $54.95.
Okay, so like that look within. I know you want to put a pin in it. When you said that, a song jumped in my head. What did Michael Jackson say? The man in the what?
Mirror. Come on, man. Gotta look at the man. Man, Mike was on one.
Yeah.
Mike was on one. Yeah, he was. You gotta look at the man in the mirror.
Okay, so put a pin in that. I'm just saying.
Stay away from what.
How to look within to see the things that you can't see and others can.
Wow, that's Johari's window. We need to get a big Johari's window and put up here.
So
And if you're not familiar with Johari's window, Google Johari's window.
another lesson from Tavares.
Hey, I'm
Thank
here.
you.
I'm here for it every Tuesday too.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Have a good day.
Peace out. But y'all know what though? You said we can start off with a topic. But
Sometimes the after video is a little better than the rest. I'm just saying that.
You say what happened now?
Sometimes the after video is better than the actual video because then they keep talking. Everybody.
29.
I should keep the video going forever, but I can't. Yes, Monica, I agree. We become very comfortable with dysfunction.
That's right.
Yep. And they enjoy the idea and the thoughts of being
and Monica
broken.
will be even more comfortable if you'd have came and made that comment up here at the Blue Herbal Goddess, so that way you could fit into the energy of the environment.
Monica ain't gonna let you punk her.
I ain't trying to punk nobody.
And Joyce, yes, truth is some people don't want to be healed.
That's right.
That's a comment from Joyce.
That's a fact. Come on, Joyce.
Yeah.
Wow, no, but that's true though.
That's
some
real.
people don't want to.
And really, Monica, you just messy. That's all. You not broken. We already know that, girl.
Hey, be comfortable with your man.
Oh, she is.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, and see, you gotta love her.
That's what I'm saying. Be comfortable with that mess.
See y'all. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Monica Meeks, say it again. Over. Monica.